It's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. This is my second in our series of patriotic cards that I'm going to be sending to the troops overseas, and I'll put all the information below for Project Support Our Troops, which is the organization that I have locally that we send packages to the troops, and they like to include notes to them. You can send cards to them that are for the troops, and you can also send cards for the troops to send home to their families. So it's a great thing for us to do, and if you'd like to participate, I will put their address in the comment section, so you can definitely participate if you'd like to. So this is the card I'm making today. It's a very simple one card wonder kind of card. Oops, sorry, my light wasn't on it. And it just says, "May God bless and keep you," and then on the inside it says hero, and I just used a lot of these little stars. And I want to tell you about the stamps I used. All of the American stamps come from, I think they're called Printworks, Clearly Defined, and they are, the name of it, I'm not exactly sure. I couldn't find the name of it when I was putting this together. Oh, Celebrate America. It has a lot of really nice patriotic stamps in it. So we're going to go with that. And also I'm going to be using some stamps from Rubber Stamp Tapestry. I really, really like them. They're so easy to work with, and they're so nice for people who have any kind of problems with their hands. And I'll show you what I mean. I store mine, let me get those out of the way. I store mine in this plastic container. I don't know if you can see that. And I store them straight up and down so that I can see at a glance what stamp I want to play with. And that's nice for me because then I can just pull the stamp out and run with it. So that's what we're going to be working with today, some of their stars. They're such sweet people to work with. Rebecca, that's one of the owners, is just a lovely lady, and I've gotten to know her a little bit, and I have to say I've never met a business owner that's more concerned about making sure that her customers are happy with their merchandise, and that their speed, I mean everything with getting the stamps to you, everything is just top notch. So I really recommend them highly. I don't get paid to say that. As you know, I don't get paid to say anything. And I can imagine if I did pay me to say anything, how scary it would be. But they are really super people, and I really love their stamps. If you've never seen them, Lindsay the Frugal Crafter does a lot of work with their stamps, but if you've never seen them, they have this little mark, this little line here, and that tells you where to stamp so that you are stamping it in the right direction. Like if it's a leaf, it tells you where the stem is, and so it makes sure that you always know where you're stamping. They're really, really nice to work with. So let's get started with our card. It's a very fast and simple card, and all we're going to do is we're going to take 4.25 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. Once it's folded, that's called an A2 piece of cardstock, and I'm using Night of Navy, which is a Stampin' Up! Ink for my blue ink, and Real Red, also a Stampin' Up! Dye ink for my red inks. And I can wipe that off. I've been having a little trouble with getting my ink on the edges of this thing. I've been trying not to, but you know me. Okay, I'm going to put that down a little bit. And then I'm going to take that off because I don't need that anymore. I only need that for one spot. And then above it, I'm going to be putting this stamp that says, I think it says, "May God bless and keep you." I already have blue everywhere too. Okay, there's our sentiment on the outside, and I got some red on my hands too. Okay, now the easy part. That was the hard part, making sure that I got the sentiment on there right. Working with these other stamps is so much easier than working with those acrylic stamps. I don't know, the thing with the acrylic stamps for me, until I get them, like, what do you call it, colored in. You know how sometimes you get them and you have to use them a little bit, and then they, all of a sudden, they are stained. That's when I like to use mine, because then I can actually see what it says and where it says it. You know what that means? You know what I mean? I don't know. If you don't, maybe you don't have the same problems I do, but I get really frustrated with that. with trying to figure out exactly what's upside down and wrong side up. Wrong side up? Is that right? Well, whatever. You know what I mean. Maybe not. Oh, jeez. It's going to be one of those times. One of those nights where I'm kind of losing my mind. Okay. I like to have a few go off the edge, just to kind of make it look a little bit, I don't know, so it doesn't look like they're just in one spot. There's a red one right there. I need a red one right there, I think. Okay, that's good for the front. Now we'll go in the inside, and I have this little stamp that says Hero that I liked. And of course I got red all over everything. Even when I use the tiniest of acrylic blocks, I still seem to do it. I know you're saying, why don't you get your Misty out, Sandy? I would get my Misty out, but on a project like this where you're stamping all over, it just seems like the Misty makes it so that you're doing so much more work just moving things. Does that make sense? I think it should. Anyway, that's why I didn't get the Misty out. I should get the Misty out. I love these little stars. I don't know if you can tell that's what they are, but they're little wee stars, and they're just so cute. Let's get some red ones, and we'll be done. I hope you got to see that the whole time. I hope it wasn't covering it up. And then I'll just write up in the top part. You don't need to necessarily write on that part. But there is our card. And then what I did is I took some fabric washi tape and I ran it around my envelope, and then I stamped it with the little blue stars. So I hope you like this. It's a quick one, and I hope you'll consider participating with me in sending something either locally to your troops, to the troops that you have from your area, or if you'd like to participate with my local group. I would love to have you work with me on that. That'd be terrific. I hope you like this. I hope you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about it on social media. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.